Good day everyone. I am Romela Ansigahana and I will be discussing the final stage for the sewage treatment process. So, the final stage for the sewage treatment process is the tertiary treatment. So as we can see here in the picture, we have the whole treatment process for the sewage water. First is the bar screening. So in bar screening, large objects like sticks, rags, or other debris are being removed from the incoming wastewater. In the big removal, heavier particles such as sands and gravels are being removed. The third one is the primary clarifier, wherein the suspended solids such as food waste, sand, clay, or algae sink at the bottom of the tank, forming a sludge layer here. Next is the aeration. So in aeration, the air is introduced to the incoming water and then to stimulate the excessive growth of aerobic bacteria. Wherein this aerobic bacteria eats or consumes the organic pollutants, causing them to be less harmful or to be killed. Next is the secondary clarifier. So same process goes here as the primary clarifier, wherein the remaining suspended solids from the aeration sinks at the bottom of the tank and then forming a sludge layer here. Then chlorination, it belongs to the final stage or the tertiary treatment. So what is tertiary treatment? Tertiary treatment process of sewage water plays a critical role in the comprehensive treatment of wastewater. So it ensures that it meets quality standards before being discharged into the environment or used for various purposes. So in the treatment process, the third stage in the wastewater treatment process, where the water undergoes additional cleaning, making it safer before it is being released back to the environment. So tertiary treatment, on the other hand, further refines the water by targeting remaining contaminants such as pathogens, nutrients, and trace pollutants. So pag sinabi natin pathogens, ito yung mga bacteria, parasites, or viruses na present doon sa water. Pag sinabi naman natin nutrients, ito naman yung mga nagpo-cause ng water pollution that can cause excessive growth of aquatic plants that can cloud water intakes. Next is the trace pollutants. So sa trace pollutants naman, dito nanggagaling yung mga contaminants from our household products or like antibiotics, medications, or yung mga personal care products. So this treatment process is a combination of physical, chemical, and biological processes to achieve the desired level of purification. So sa physical process, dito nangyayari yung filtration, kung saan pinifilter dito yung mga suspended solids and particles. Sa chemical process naman, dito nangyayari yung disinfection. Sa disinfection, meron tayong ginagamit na chlorination and UV-light disinfection. Sa biological process naman, dito nangyayari yung biological treatments. So it can enhance the degradation of pollutants that may be resistant to conventional chemical treatments. So what is the purpose of tertiary treatment? So first, to provide a final treatment stage to reach the effluent quality before it is discharged to the receiving environment. Second, improve water quality by removing contaminants such as pathogens, suspended solids, to protect human health and the environment. So basically, ang purpose talaga ng tertiary treatment is mag-add or to have a additional treatment before ma-reuse or before to have reuse purposes in the environment. So under the tertiary treatment, we have three methods. We have filtration, disinfection, and sludge trap beds. So first, filtration. So this involves the passage of treated water through various media or membranes to remove remaining suspended solids, pathogens, and other impurities, thereby improving water clarity and reducing the risk of contamination. So sa filtration, it helps polish the water, removing remaining contaminants and improving its water quality. under filtration, meron tayong tinatawag na membrane filtration. So we have 4 types. We have microfiltration, ultrafiltration, nanofiltration, and reverse osmosis. So these membranes has its own characteristics of processes. So sa microfiltration, meron siyang 0.1 to 10 microliters. Ultrafiltration, may 0.002 to 0.1 microliters. And nanofiltration, for 0.1 microliters, in which this removes bacteria and viruses. So each of the membranes has its own targeted contaminants. Here in microfiltration, tinatarget niya yung oil, macromolecules, colloids, suspended particles, and oil. So pag sinabi natin suspended solids, ito yung mga silt, clay, and organic matter that may still be present in the water after the early treatment stages. So, sa ultrafiltration naman, dito, tinatanggal yung microbiological species. So, pag sinabi naman natin microbiological species, ito naman yung mga bacteria, fungi, and viruses, or mga parasites. Sa nanofiltration naman, dito naman, pinaalaw yung water molecules and smaller ions to pass through while rejecting larger ions and organic molecules. Lastly, for the membrane filtration, we have the reverse osmosis. So sa reverse osmosis, nag-a-apply ng pressure sa water, forcing it through the membrane while leaving behind dissolved solids, ions, and other impurities. Second method of tertiary treatment is the disinfection. So disinfection ensures the treated water is safe for discharge into the environment or for use, eliminating remaining pathogens and microorganisms present in the treated water. So under naman sa disinfection, may dalawa tayong method, which is chlorination and UV light disinfection. So chlorination is a method of disinfection. So it refers to the addition of chlorine gas to the treated water to kill pathogens that can cause diseases. This method plays a vital role in mitigating risk of waterborne diseases and promoting the sustainable management of water resources. So ang nangyayari sa chlorination, dito ay nag-a-add sa chlorine gas doon sa water to kill the contaminants or organic pollutants. So dito, sinisira or piniprevent dito yung pag-reproduce and pag-cause ng disease doon sa water. Next is the UV light, ultraviolet light disinfection. So this method is common in tertiary treatment where the wastewater flows under banks of UV lights and the light sterilizes microorganisms by damaging their genetic structures. So dito naman sa ultraviolet light, gumagamit dito ng UV radiation, where the UV radiation disrupts the cellular structures or metabolic processes of the microorganisms. So, make sure ng ultraviolet disinfection na hindi siya makapag-add ng chemical agents doon para maging environmentally friendly and safe for human consumption. So that is why here in the Philippines, Boracay Island decided to use UV light treatment for sewage water disinfection instead of continuously using chemicals for chlorination, dechlorination, which inevitably impacted the marine environment. So the last method for tertiary treatment is the sludge drying bed. So sludge drying beds offer an effective and sustainable solution for managing the residual sludge generated during wastewater treatment. So these beds, characterized by shallow, line basins filled with porous media, facilitate the dewatering and drying of sludge through natural process, such as gravity and evaporation. So basically, sa sludge drying beds, gumagamit lang ito ng natural process. Walang any machine na ginagamit ito. So, ang drying or ang sludge na nagbumula sa primary clarifier and secondary clarifier, ito yung sludge ngayon na to, nadadry yan with the natural process. So, inikip yan under the sun until it dries. So, ang natural process na ginagamit lang dito is ang gravity and evaporation. So, under ng layer ng sludge drying beds, merong pipe na vinilled doon, wherein these pipes collect the water, and the water that is being collected is pumped back to the head of the plant. So lastly, we have the transformation of sewage into drinkable water. So, based on my research, it is possible to transform sewage water into a drinkable water. But, it is important to monitor and test to verify that it meets regulatory standards for drinking water quality and must be continuously monitored to ensure safety for consumption. So as we can see here in the picture, we have the process of turning treated sewage into drinking water. So first, yung treated water na nagaling sa treatment plant is dumadaan sa isang membrane. Yung membrane na yan yung ultrafiltration. So, yung ultrafiltration is specific pore size, which the all known viruses and parasites and bacteria are extract. So after ng ultrafiltration, dumadaan siya sa ultraviolet radiation, wherein this ultraviolet disinfection has the ability to kill remaining pathogens, or yung mga bacteria or parasites. After ng ultraviolet radiation, dumadaan din siya sa reverse osmosis, wherein this take out salts and chemicals, leaving almost pure water. After yung reverse osmosis, dumadaan din siya sa carbon filter. So, yung carbon filter na to is effective at improving taste and taste odor. So, dito, nag-a-act yung carbon filter as a pumping water filter. So, absorbing contaminants that may make it through reverse osmosis. Then lastly, dumadaan ulit siya sa secondary ultraviolet disinfection that breaks down leftover contaminants. Then after, the water is then sent to storage tanks and onto water mains. So that is for my part. Thank you for watching.
We are the Group 7. Thank you for watching.